Good morning, you beautiful, wonderful people, and welcome back to another video. Very, very, very good news this morning. Manchester City have just confirmed that beautiful bastard Rodri has extended his contract until 2027, and I'm a very happy Stephen, a very happy Manchester City fan this morning. That is the kind of news that gets you going. That is as good a kick as a cup of coffee on a very bleary-eyed morning. I'm very happy about this. Very, very happy about this news indeed. So today we're going to talk about what that means and all that kind of stuff, because locking down one of the best midfielders in world football until 2027, yes, that is something to be very, very excited about. Possibly the most underrated and underappreciated player in the Premier League has just signed an extension. That is absolutely big news. I've just noticed as well, my subscriber count is very nearly 2027. There's a 2027 in there somewhere if you just sort of rearrange the numbers. I quite like it. It's a nice little bit of symmetry there for you guys. Anyway, I would also quickly like to plug, by the way, the wonderful people over at Football Prizes. Do you want to win a signed Phil Foden shirt? Imagine, man, I can't win this because I'm working with Football Prizes, but imagine a Phil Foden signed shirt near that door in the background behind me. Either way, it costs a few quid to enter, as you can see, but there are also 9 instant win prizes as well, so it's just not, in that all those entries, it's just not one winner. So if you want to win a Phil Foden signed shirt, the competition ends on Friday. Loads of Manchester City fans who've entered these competitions have won because they messaged me, so the odds are very good. You've got 1 in 199 odds there, basically. If you want to enter, win a Phil Foden signed football shirt, one of the best young footballers in world football, a big Man City fan, click the link in the description below and head to Football Prizes for a chance to win. There's loads of other stuff on there as well. What else is on there available that you can potentially win? Do you know what? I can't actually find it. 1 second. Where is it? The instant wins include 2 tickets, hospitality tickets actually, for the Bournemouth game. There's an Etihad Stadium tour for 2, a 2023 Manchester City shirt, a Gabriel Jesus signed and framed Man City montage, some credit for Football Prizes, and more credit for Football Prizes as well. So go for it if you want to win that stuff. But for now, though, obviously, we'll jump out. Link in the description below. We'll jump over to. We'll jump over to the website. That's not the one I was going to. There we go. Where is it? And we'll read what the website says. There we go. So it says City, Rodrigo has signed a new 3-year extension to his Manchester City contract, a deal which means the 26-year-old will remain at the club until June 2027. The midfielder, who has continually improved since joining City in the summer of 2019, has made 151 appearances in his 3 seasons at the Etihad and has 33 international caps for Spain. He says he's loved his time at City and feels it's the best place for him to continue developing his game. He said, joining City in 2019 is the best decision I have made in my career. I have loved every second. The fans have been amazing with me. I feel totally supported by the club, and the manager pushes me every single day. I've improved so much as a player, and I want to thank Pep and all the backroom staff for their help. They are completely committed to helping me become the best player I can be, and I appreciate their hard work. We've been very successful since I came here, which is something that makes me very proud. But to be honest, that success has made me even more hungry for me. Once you start winning big titles, you don't want to stop. City, I feel, offers the best chance of winning trophies, and that's why I'm pleased to be staying here for longer. Cheeky had said about this, Rodri has been exceptional since coming here, so I'm delighted we've managed to agree his new deal. He's a perfect example of what a top professional should be. He has a fantastic attitude, he lives his life in the right way, takes care of his body, and trains hard every single day. That is a manager's dream, and I know Pep loves working with him. Proved a lot since coming here for me. He's now one of the best in the world in his position. Yeah, it's wonderful news, basically. There's loads more data you can go and read that, of course, over there. A massive bio over on mancity.com. It's not just there as well. There's loads more articles. There's like photo galleries and all that kind of stuff about, and an interview as well, which I've watched over on YouTube. So go and check all that out. Absolutely go check it out because it's good stuff. It's good content. And it's very good news. It's absolutely very good news. Rodri is a world-class player. And for me, he's become the best defensive midfielder in world football. And like, it really is that simple for me. I mean, the levels that he reached last season are just outstanding. They really are just outstanding. I mean, the quality of his defensive work, we know it's fantastic, but it's just more than that as well. It's the fact that he's been involved in so much. I mean, I'm going to jump over here again, see if you can see it on screen. These are some very basic stats, but as you can see there, in the last season in the Premier League, 33 games, 7 goals and 2 assists as well. Like, that is absolutely crucial. 9 goals or assists in 33 games. That's just under 1 every 3. It's over 1 every 4, which is quite remarkable for a defensive midfielder. And as we know as well, it's not just the fact that he scores goals. It's the quality of the goals. It's the importance of those goals as well. This man absolutely has a sense of occasion. He has that quality in those big games. He rises to the occasion, and you've got to appreciate someone who has that in their locker. Of course, the most famous examples, the Arsenal goal when we won 2-1 away, which pissed an awful lot of people off. I loved it. His iconic celebration. And the equaliser as well on the last day of the season. I think it's fair to say, I don't really trust anyone else to strike it that cleanly from that position when Zinchenko laid the pass off to him to make it 2-2. Just phenomenal stuff. Barty said no one is world class without winning the Champions League. That is absolutely nonsense, mate. That is absolutely nonsense. I'm sorry. Genuinely nonsense. It's one of the biggest, stupidest statements I have ever seen, ever. I'm sorry, mate. It really is. Are you telling me, and I'm going to fact check myself here, are you telling me that R9, Ronaldo, the phenom, he was not world class? That is, like, are you really telling me that, mate? That is silly. I'm going to Google players who didn't win the Champions League. You know what, mate? You got to be careful what you're saying. Aguero wasn't world class, apparently. Buffon, Lothar Matthäus, Bergkamp, Baggio, Cannavaro, all these players. Come on, mate. Rodri is world class. And the world class definition for me is he one of the best players in his position in the world? Yes. And then some. Absolutely he is. He's a world class player. You know, people like Zlatan and Ronaldo and Cantona, man. All these great players who never won it. You can't. It's a team award, man. It's a team award. But anyway, it's like anyway, but Rodri to me is up there with the very best. I mean, there's a handful of defensive midfielders that get near him. Near him is what I'm saying. And to me, Rodri has been phenomenal last season. But once again, those big moments and those big goals, the quality. Is there anything more exciting in world football than I don't know? A Rodri Thunderbastard from 25 yards. He literally is just so exciting to watch as a footballer because that physicality and spectacular goals. It's genuinely incredible. And as Darcy just said in the comments, by the way, does one game determine whether he's a world-class player or not? Yeah, exactly. The Champions League final is one game. Does that determine someone's quality? Of course it bloody doesn't. Good morning to Lagan as well in the chat, by the way, and to Sean. 5 more years of the Cancelo twins. Yeah, exactly, man. It's really, really good news. It's really, really good news to get someone like him locked down. I mean, he is the heart of the midfield. He's only 26 years old as well. The thing is now, if he stays until 2027, isn't that 8 years at the club as well? That's just, once again, absolutely huge. And I don't see him going anywhere. You know, you never know, of course, when Guardiola goes, what players what to do or what they fancy doing. But all I know right now is that I think he's likely to stay for the vast majority of that, which means, once again, we get a great player for at least half a decade. And this is what happens. We can get upset about the likes of Jesus and Sterling going and whatever, but players do move on. Players do have a short career. Occasionally, players do crave things. But the fact of the matter is that overall, players tend to stay here an awful long time, and they tend to enjoy their time here. And Rodri is a great example of a man who's absolutely got his head switched on and understands the best place for him to be right now is at the best team in the land and all the world, you know, Manchester City. And he understands that, man. Genuinely understands that. He was immense. He was brilliant in pretty much all those. He wasn't. Bar just said in the comments, what about Lyon versus Monaco? He wasn't literally involved in most of those games, pal. Yeah, he wasn't here. But yeah, basically, Rodri, well, yeah. I mean, I think Rodri is going to the very top. I mean, I think he's honestly a fantastic footballer. People say maybe Barca's the threat with Busquets' age. Barca cannot afford Rodri. I'm sorry. They absolutely cannot afford Rodri. We paid 60 million for him. If they want him, you're looking at, I don't know, we're going to ask for 80, 90 million. They are not going near him. People need to really start looking at Barcelona seriously. I'm seeing a lot of talk about who Barcelona are going to sign and not going to sign. They aren't signed. They haven't got the pot to piss in, man. They are not signing players like that. It's not going to happen. Sean Kramer with a super chat. Sean, you absolute legend. Says, more great business from the club to secure our most important players. Locked up a crucial 6 through his prime years. Trust in Cheeky, indeed. Look, I respect Manchester City's stance of letting people go if they want to, but at the same time, we've got the ones that we really wanted to stay. And like Ake, if he goes, look, no, life goes on. He's like our 4th choice centre-back. He'll be shite. We want him to stay, but I'm sure Pep Guardiola, with all due respect, won't be losing sleep. The same way with Jesus, man. Jesus has been a squad player for some time now. He isn't in our first 11. He isn't. He definitely isn't now we signed these 2 players, Haaland and Alvarez. Sterling is maybe the one that we wanted to stay, but sometimes a change of scenery is needed. And I think it's all fair to say that it's been up and down for Sterling for some time now, so I get it. But ultimately, the players that we want to stay are still here. They are still here. So, Sean, I agree. It's great business, and I'm very happy about that. So, basically, this is good, man. This is good. They could whisper in his ear and say, run down your contract, 2-year contract. They could, Mr. Game Controller. Barca could say, run down your contract, but they don't have that pull. 2 years is a long time to tell someone what to do. And ultimately, Rodri's just earned an awful lot of money. And I guess also, he signed his contract, by the way, and he knows that Man City will let him go if he wants to go one day. So he's smart enough to go, give me the money, but I know I'll go if I want to, because City do show that there is a path away from the club it needs to be. But let's not talk about Rodri going anywhere, because he's staying and he gets just what Manchester City are building here. And I can't actually look forward to seeing him in a City shirt again. Rodri, for me, was possibly our player of the season last year. I don't think that's a controversial take. I think his quiet brilliance, well, I don't think it's even quiet, if I'm being honest. I think it was explosive brilliance with the goals he scored. But either way, his quiet brilliance is fundamental, man. It's absolutely fundamental to what this team is all about these days. And that potential that he's got, allied with his current ability as well, marks him out as a genuinely special player. And of course, under the tutelage of Guardiola, I do think he'll reach even higher heights. Honestly, man, like it's scary how good he could be. We're looking at a guy who could go down in 10 years from now. He'll only be 36, you know. That's crazy. That's the age Fernandinho left. He could have been at Manchester City for over a decade. He could be here for a long time and go down as one of our greatest ever midfielders. I honestly think he has that level of quality, and he's intelligent enough and mature enough to keep improving his game. He's learning from the best midfielder coach to ever exist in football, arguably. Guardiola knows number 6 is better than anyone. And look at the level Fernandinho rose to under Guardiola. He was already very good, but he went to another level entirely. As Fernandinho said, you made me fall in love with football again. So imagine what he's going to do with Rodri if he hangs around further. Sorry, a bit heavy for today, so a little bit sniffly. So for me, this is wonderful news, man. This is wonderful news. And as Sean just said as well, he's a great example of why we need to be patient with Pep signing. Sometimes it's a tough system. When it clicks, it clicks. Grealish is next. I absolutely agree, man. Rodri took a little bit of time to find his feet in Manchester, but look what happened when it did. He just becomes a beast entirely. If they want it and they have the quality, be patient and they will get there. Louis, remember 15 months, Louis, you legend. Said, gotta love Rodri for everything he does for the club, from goals to goal denying, tackles, and the odd shoulder out. Or what do you mean, as in like, oh, the odd, is that meant to be? I don't know what. But either way, you gotta love him for everything he does. I mean, what sums up Rodri more than that Fabinho goal line clearance, and then of course the Arsenal winner, or the Aston Villa goal, or whatever, or was it Burnley or Newcastle? I can't remember who it was, but either way, the absolutely ridiculous goals. It's very, very exciting stuff, man. It's very, very exciting stuff that we've assigned him, and we needed to extend his contract as well, but. You can't underestimate as well the hand of Rod too. Exactly, yeah. The hand of Rod will never be forgotten. Long live the hand of Rod. You can't underestimate what it means as well around the dressing room. Like seeing players sign and stay on. Like there's the law of crowds and averages in general. There's an idea that people tend to follow a crowd, and obviously footballers are individuals, but if people tend to feel positive about their teammates and all that kind of stuff, if people tend to Oh, I'm very sniffly. Sorry, it's just literally hay fever. People tend to feel like everyone else is happy around them, and then during the football, people like Rodri, who's so influential, can influence the others to stay and be happy as well. So Rodri extending is the kind of thing where you all of a sudden you'll see a snowball effect where other players stay around and so on. And don't get me wrong, Rodri obviously isn't the biggest player in Manchester City squad, but I do think he's bigger than we realise. I think he's a leader. Yeah, as Abu Bakr just said in the chat. Abu Bakr Khan said he's a leader. You can clearly see that, and especially as part of the base midfield, he's going to be key. Absolutely agree, mate. Absolutely agree. He is a leader. Oh, the Everton arm. Got you, Louis. Got you. But yeah, he's a leader, man. He is, and that obviously that transmits throughout the squad. That quality absolutely does. It does basically inspire the others and all that kind of stuff. And I think you can see that growing aura on the pitch as well. Also, I simply, and I put it simply, I love a player with a hype celebration, the whole "come on," that kind of stuff. When they go, they really go for it. That's what I'm personally like, man. A proper celebrator, passionate celebrator, and that's what he is. He's one of those guys where he's really intelligent, really low key. He's not obviously on social media and all that kind of stuff. He keeps himself to himself. But he lets his football do the talking, And you got to admire that. You got to admire it. So this, to me, is very good news. And he was also talking a little bit about Calvin Phillips, by the way, which I'll go and get the quotes up. I'll try and find the Calvin Phillips quotes and stuff. They're interesting because he was very, 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 very complimentary about Calvin Phillips. I wonder if this is any indication, by the way, about Guardiola's future and stuff. Genuinely, there's an idea that maybe, he knows something. Guardiola absolutely will have the trust of Rodri and vice versa. I wouldn't be surprised at all if it means Guardiola could be sending. Who knows? Anyway, Rodri said it was an easy renewal for me, for no doubts about continuing my steps at Man City. Let me just make that a little bit bigger and clearer. There we go. I want to change the history with this club. We've done amazing things, and I want more, so I'm very happy to continue here. Go watch the interview, by the way, on City's YouTube channel. I watched it and enjoyed it. I always thought since the first day at City that Man City was my home. Of course, you need to adapt to a new country and club, but in my mind, I was also so happy about being here. I think it's my second family, and I feel that every day at the Etihad. Welcome, man. We are your big family, Rodri. He said on Calvin Phillips, it's interesting, he is a great player. We saw that at Leeds. We need this kind of player because when Fernandinho left, we need physical players who can play holding midfielder and in forward positions. We need this kind of player, so I think it's a great signing. I think City have made 4 great signings. The team always tries to get better, and you need new players to do that, of course. And you know what? He's absolutely bob on. You do need new players, and you do need a change of scenery. And this goes on to something I've mentioned on Twitter, but not really talked about massively on here. It's just me personally. I can't wait for this new season. This is one of the most excited I have been for a new season in absolutely ages. Honestly, I just like the idea. I just personally like the idea of something a little bit exciting, something a little bit different to what we've seen. I know a lot of people are apprehensive about the change, and it's a lot of changes in the squad and all that kind of stuff. But for me, I don't know, man. We've watched this relatively the same group of players play together for some time now. So as much as I'm sad to see certain players go, at the same time, I can't pretend I'm not excited by all these new players in Manchester City shirts. It feels like an overhaul, and it feels like we're going to see Guardiola try something different. And every time we see that, man, it's just exciting. I mean, yeah, Jimmy's just said this with the super chat, by the way. Sorry, the member chat, saying Rodri, Diaz, Haaland, that's an amazing spine for the next 10 years. It really is, man. It really is, Jimmy. You're not wrong, mate. That is just an incredible spine. It's beautiful. It's brilliant. It's perfect. And it's ours. It's ours. But yeah, for me, the idea of watching Haaland come into the team, Alvarez is just, he's electric, man. There's such a shock of the new signing here, with Alvarez. We don't really know what he can do in this league, but we've seen what he can do over there. And we've seen a young man, a beautiful young man. He looks a bit like Georgie Kincladze, literally does look a bit like him. He's coming over here to build a reputation. And to me, that is exciting, the way that was exciting when we signed Gabriel Jesus too. So I'm very excited about this. I'm very excited to see what he does in the Manchester City shirt. I'm very excited to see how he adapts to life over at Manchester City. And of course, as well, I'm very excited to see how Guardiola uses people like Calvin Phillips. And I'm also excited to see what Stefan Ortega brings to the table. Did anyone else watch the video about Ortega? I thought that was the most fascinating video done on my channel in absolutely ages. I'm very biased, of course, but I really, really hand on heart enjoyed chatting to John. He was great. And the Ortega analysis fascinated me. We've got a guy here who absolutely is not content just to be the number 2. He will be the number 2, but he's not content to be there. And I think he's going to push Ederson to another level. And then, of course, Calvin Phillips. Like, Calvin Phillips hasn't come here just to sit on the bench, man. Like, we could see a double pivot every now and then. We could see Calvin Phillips freeing up Bernardo Silva. Bernardo's had to do so much dirty work because he has the legs alongside Rodri to get around. I would not be surprised if every now and then we see Calvin Phillips alongside Rodri, freeing up someone like Bernardo to be a little bit further forward if we need him. That's great, man. That's really good news. So we might see Bernardo as attacking midfielder or maybe on the right every now and then. Or we might even see, obviously, the likes of... we might see well, Shaw just said Pep loves his 3 centre midfield lineups in Europe. Can you imagine, by the way, if we need to lock a game down, if we need to lock it down, you've got Bernardo, Rodri and Phillips. That is an impenetrable midfield of technical ability and energy and physicality. That is what you want if you're trying to hold a game down, man. That is when you've got a big game, keep it tidy, keep the ball. That is what you go for right there, isn't it? But, yeah, either way, then you've got Alvarez and Haaland. It's just different. It's going to be different. And to me, look, football is entertainment first and foremost. I love Manchester City. They've been a part of my life all my life. Like, they are literally a part of my identity, who I am as a person. But at the same time, I'm aware it is entertainment and it is something fun that we do. And it is something that I look forward to watching because I don't know what's going to happen. And that, to me, is exciting. And that, to me, is why I can't wait for this season. Like, I like change in football. I like seeing new players. I like seeing new systems. I like seeing people's strengths and weaknesses. I like seeing how they develop in a Manchester City shirt. And this is the most I've felt excited since maybe the 17-18 season going into it. So it's going to be fun. And people like Rodri extending really feeds into that. Rodri is going to be crucial for Calvin Phillips and Haaland and them settling in because he's been there, done it, and he has that quality. And that, to me, is really, really crucial. And this is very good news because it sends a positive message around Manchester City's training ground, around the first team squad, that the best players, they want to be here, man. This is where you should be if you don't. And that, to me, is very good news. So, yeah, it's very, very good news. Darcy said, Stephen thoughts on Guardiola. I don't even know how to pronounce it, mate. Honestly, he looks really good, but I've not watched loads of him. I'm not going to sit there and lie to you, Darcy. I obviously know who he is. We all know who he is. And I've seen the comps and all that kind of stuff. But I've never watched him for 90 minutes. So I can't really sit there and do the spiel on him. But he looks like a great ball-playing defender. Very good at bringing the ball out as well. And if you got him, I would be happy based off what everyone else thinks about him. So I can't pronounce it though. How do you? Is it? I mean, it just looks like Guardiola, doesn't it? You know, Nabrian. I don't think it's going to happen either, mate. There's no real news about signings currently. Let's see if things change after, Sterling goes. Sterling, of course, it looks like that'll be announced today or tomorrow or something like that. If it does, it's been a little bit quiet. But we'll see. Thank you so much, Ishan. Ishan Ghosh says, love from India, keep up the great work. Love from Manchester, mate. Thank you so much, Ishan. Absolutely, I'll try and keep up the great work. If this is great work, I'll keep it up, mate. I really do appreciate the support, though. It massively helps me and the channel. Thank you so much, mate. Absolute legend. But this is very good news. This is very good news. I will be doing another video later. For now, though, I'm going to end this live stream here. Thank you for watching. Excellent news. Rodri signing is the kind of news that we need. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. I would recommend going watching that Ortega video. It's now a long, but it's the most interesting video I have made in an awful long time. Go watch it. Thanks for watching this video. Rodri extending is brilliant news. Rodri 2027. Well done, my man. You made the absolutely... Actually, do you know what? I need to bring this up first. I need to find... Look, I'd be doing this wrong. Very wrong if I didn't bring this up on screen. Give me a second. I just need to find the picture, you know. I'll find it. I'll get there in a minute. Yeah, you know, I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. It'll take me a little bit of time, but where are the photos? I'm scrolling through my Twitter feed. Me and the main man, Mr. Rodrigo Hernandez, because what's he called? What's his name or something? I can't remember. Where is he? I'm so close. I'm going for all the photos. God, it's just here we go. Jumps over to here. Look at that. There's me and the guy. Beautiful stuff. Look, I've got a massive head. Do you know what I mean? He's bigger than me, Rodri. But look at the size of my head. It's like twice the size of his. It's definitely an angle thing. But There we go. There's me and Rodri hanging around together, being best pals. Very happy about this. Very, very happy about this. Rodri, my man, well done for signing and extending. What a legend. What a guy. Rodri. Guys, thank you for watching this video. I'll catch you all very, very, very soon. You're all absolutely awesome. Love you all loads. Rodri, legend, in a bit. Bye-bye. Subscribe, like, comment. Actually, wait, before I go over to this. If you want to win a Foden signed shirt, football prizes, click the link in the description right now. Phil Foden signed shirt. Guys, cheers. Bye-bye.